Good morning. It's Lisa with Lisa Heal Yourself, and today we're going to do a Heal with Me vlog day. So, a lot of people used to ask me, what did healing look like during my chronic illness? Well, I'm going to be doing a healing routine again. So, this is a vlog, Come Heal with Me. Basically, how do we go through our day? How do you go through the day? How do you put together a healing day that's not overstimulating, has enough healing stuff in it, and that's on point to be able to make progress with your healing? How do you actually string those together to make days, weeks, months, so that you make progress and you heal? So come along with me, and I hope you enjoy this healing day. So you need to find a calming, healing routine to do that brings down your nervous system. One of the things that I liked to do before that I will implement again when I was really, really chronically ill was put on nature, spa healing music just in my house, play it, and I like everything to be clean. So I slowly and easily and with a conscious effort on relaxing clean my house. The reason I do this is because it helps me feel like I'm getting things done. It helps me feel like I'm contributing to my family, even if I'm feeling non-functional. But if I bring a calming energy to it, I use it almost like a meditation. So folding laundry, very slow, wiping down the dishes, very slow, the counters, very slow, and peacefully with this music. And I feel grateful and blessed that I have people to care for in my life. And so I use this caregiving routine, which people pleasing and caregiving and taking care of others can often be reasons why people fall into chronic illness. It can also be a beautiful way to get you out of chronic illness, because if we do it with a different energy, if we do it with the energy of love and gratitude that we are able to be alive, to take care of your family and to help them stay calm and to help feel productive and useful, even if I'm not right now working or doing much of anything else, I feel better about myself, and it also distracts me and gives me something good to do. So hopefully this little thing will help you too. I'm going to be bringing you on my routine today, and we're just going to start with a little counter wiping. I've already loaded the dishwasher. I come upstairs to my kids' rooms and check them because I wasn't really useful this morning in the back to school routine. So now that it's calm, I can help out a little bit, and I feel like with a slow energy, I can make myself feel useful. I can practice my dizziness. I'm going to be putting his laundry away nice and slowly. His closet usually stresses me out because he keeps it a mess, so I'll just straighten it and then put his new clothes away. Again, while I'm doing this, I just remind myself I'm grateful to have people to love. So instead of letting the stress of his messy closet get to me, I will remind myself I'm so happy that I have someone to do this for. Now often I'll get upset with him, I'll ask him to clean his room, but when we're in recovery from something, we have to be very careful not to get our stress up. So it's better to just accept what is and do what we can. So as I went to put his pajamas away, I found that he stuffed a whole lot of clothes in his pajama drawer. Usually we argue about this because when I tell him to come clean his room, oftentimes he will shove the clothes somewhere that is not the spot he needs to be putting them. So I will have to do this. If it stresses me out, I'll stop. But I'll send him love and I'll send him understanding. He's a boy. And I'll talk to him about it later calmly. While I'm doing this, I'll just sort anything that doesn't fit him anymore. A lot of times, clothes won't fit him, and I haven't had the time to go through it. So as I'm doing this, I will do that. So as I find pajamas that don't fit him, I will set them aside. Here's some bathing suits he's shoved in the wrong drawer. So I come up to his room once every day or so, maybe every 2 days, and have him clean what's not clean. But often it gets shoved in a drawer it's not supposed to, or under a bed, and we have our discussions. But now, in the midst of symptoms, none of that matters. It's just about doing calming tasks now and finding joy in simple things. At the same time, I don't have to be doing vestibular exercises because this, believe it or not, actually accomplishes, the different movements actually accomplish okay. When I find things that don't fit, I just set them aside in a pile. These will either just get washed and go to Goodwill, or if they're too ratty, they'll get thrown out depending on what condition they're in. I'll wash these. And these are really cute skeleton pajamas that won't fit him next year, but I will pass them on to his sister. Just finding some more things in his closets on the ground that aren't dirty, that need to be folded and put away. Again, straightening messy things in his closet. I'm finding a lot of things that he has dumped in because his room appears clean, but he hides them. Some more clothes that don't fit. So he will get a talk to about this and a consequence. But with very low energy, and he might lose his device tonight, but I won't argue, I won't yell, and I'll keep it cool. As I was cleaning his closet, I did notice under his bed, so we'll see what's under there. I was up to this room searching all these different closets about a week ago. So this is all accumulated in a week or two, which is just not okay. These are dirty, so they'll go in his hamper. Underwear goes in the hamper. Here's some pajama bottoms I'll fold for him. As I'm doing these chores, I have to remember to keep my system calm. All of this is not to actually clean the house, but to support my family and to calm my system. So if at any point I feel my nerves start to tighten, I just stop and take a breath. If at any point it becomes overwhelming, or I start to feel angry, or even resentful that I'm doing all this and my child is not, then I'll just stop and have him finish it when he gets home from school. But right now, I continue and I practice my head movements, placing myself in time and space, and breathing and staying calm. If it doesn't fit him anymore, I'll just put him over here. Being sick, you often feel useless. Having overwhelming symptoms, you can often get in your head, so it's better to focus on things. And I find fine motor skills like this can often trigger symptoms, but it's often what we need to face in order to push through and to be able to do fine motor things again. So I know from my recovery, when I was really sick, I could never do fine motor things like this. And so practicing is actually a really good opportunity. And if I can help my family at the same time, and I don't feel resentful, but instead I feel grateful that I have them, then it can become a win-win. Like I said, this child will lose his devices for the rest of the night and will have to contribute with dinner time dishes. But in the meantime, I don't focus on that. I focus just on the relaxing task at hand. And being grateful I have somebody to love. actually will need to go through his closet with him at some point when he's in the room with me to find out what actually, a lot of these clothes are borderline as to what fits him. And so if we can get rid of a lot of it before anything new might come for Christmas, that is an ideal time to do it. Use it as practice. So now I'll check his bathroom and then I will be done with his room. I have some towels for his bathroom. Again, I'm not super happy what I see in here. I see something left on the sink and again, a towel on the floor, a dirty sink that needs to be cleaned out. So I'll slowly take care of that. Fresh towel and a fresh towel over here and a freshly rolled hand towel. But first I have to clean his sink. I always try to keep paper towels and bathroom cleaner in each bathroom cabinet drawer, so it makes it a quick clean if I need to clean. Remember, the goal is to relax and to make it relaxing, to make it enjoyable to watch dirt turning clean. It makes me feel in control, happy, grateful, and useful in a time with overwhelming symptoms. While I'm here, one that was on the floor will go in the hamper. His shower seems okay. I'll do a final check of his room and make sure everything looks okay. This will be going to his sister's bedroom. So I'll take the laundry basket and go to his sister's room. I'm a mom, it's my job, and this is practice, and this is love. So let's find her mess. She does have things on her bed. She has some things by her door, and her closet looks good, but we do have a basket of laundry that needs to be put away. Overall, it's not bad, but it does have some work to do. Her bathroom looks pretty good. And so we start slowly with the bedroom. I brought some clean towels up to her room that I'll set aside and do when I get to the bathroom. I have clean clothes that I will put in her closet, and we'll do in a minute. I picked all the dirty clothes up off her floor, and I'll look under her bed now. Okay. I'll put this one in the hamper. These were the ones I brought over from her brother's room. I'm gonna set these aside for next fall. Fold some pajamas. And some leggings got folded away in her drawer. She has a hamster playpen in her room where I'll put the hamster's toys. And the hamster lives here. Just outside her room. It keeps her awake in the room. Okay, we'll come into her closet now. And we have to put away 2 bins of laundry. Her closet, thankfully, is neat from the last time I was up here, so I don't have to refold clothes. And again, I'm going to be moving really slowly and methodically. Pajamas all go out in this drawer out here. It is difficult bending over, so I use this as practice. Instead of getting frustrated in the moment, just remember, We're practicing vestibular exercises, and I'm helping my daughter. I'm showing her love. If it gets too much, I just sit down and take a little break. Let the dizziness pass. Let it settle ever so slightly. It's practice. She's a few shirts in this chest of drawers that need to be refolded. Not too many, but a few. There. Once that's done, I can put the rest away. Off this basket because it is in my way. And now I'll finish the second basket. T-shirts. Sweatshirts. I'm gonna have to go through her sweatshirts with her. She has too many and some don't fit. Christmas shirts over here. I know some of these shirts she doesn't really wear that much anymore. She often just throws them on the ground to get to the next shirt in her pile. So I will have to, again, go through these drawers with my kids. When we get time, a few more pajamas. Go through closets with the kids before any new things may come at Christmas. Her bed is nice and neat. She slept in our room last night, so I knew it would be neat. The rest of the bedroom looks pretty good, and now we'll check her bathroom. Her bathroom looks pretty good. Again, she was with us last night. I'll give her some fresh towels, one hung up and one in her drawer. I was upstairs cleaning this room with her the other day. A wipeout. I shouldn't say quickly, I should say slowly. I will slowly give her sink a wipeout. It's meditative. It helps me feel in control and clean. And like I'm contributing. And now I'll give her toilet a quick scrub as well. I find girls' toilets tend to be a lot cleaner than teenage boys. Thankfully. I do buy toilet cleaner, and I try to make the rest. Most of my natural cleaners are downstairs, and I bring them with me when I clean. I shouldn't say natural, these are natural too. Most of my homemade cleaners are downstairs. Again, the getting down and up is difficult, so I move very slowly. Her bathroom looks good, her shower looks good. She does have too many soaps in here, so I'm gonna see what's going on in here. She hasn't used the old ones up before she put in the new ones, so I will put the new ones in her drawer. So she can finish the old ones first. And her room looks great. We cleaned the hamster's cage. My husband did it, thankfully, on the weekend. It's nice and clean. Just checked the other room, which looks clean. I'll take these laundry baskets downstairs with me and move nice and slow. I'm going to put these clothes that were at the top of the stairs here now in the basket. These are the ones that are no longer going to be used by my son, so I can wash them and find out what to do with them. I'm going to be doing that laundry, put my laundry baskets away. And I'll first check it to see if it's in good enough order to donate. That is. These I'll probably get rid of. This is good enough. These socks are mismatched. And this. So I'll be throwing all this in the washing machine on a very small load. And I will throw this in the garbage. Just tidy up the morning haul from this morning as I move past the hall. Everything looking good. Okay. I will always fluff my window bench when I walk past it. It makes me feel super calm. Makes me feel calm to fluff this area when I walk past it and keep it nice. My dogs and my kids all love to sit on this window bench. I do have something that needs to go downstairs. I've been putting this off because of the dizziness of the stairs, but it's good practice. So slowly down we go. I need to be putting these away for spring. They're spring ones. As you can see, I have Christmas gifts all over this downstairs back bed that I'm getting ready for family and friends. I haven't been able to go out at all this year, which I'm hoping to do at least once, but I've ordered everything on Amazon, which I hate, but that is the situation and I forgive myself. Okay, I am getting tired and I have more to do. I have my bedroom and bathroom yet, but because I can feel the exhaustion coming on, I choose to sit down for a few minutes and just have a tea. So take a couple of really deep, full breaths. Notice where you're holding any tension. I can feel it across here today, and I just consciously relax that. I go limp like a wet noodle. I find the really exaggerated exhales helps you go limp. Almost like a rag doll on the way out. And sit for as long as you need to. Self-care is important. This is all about lowering your fight or flight system. It's about continuing with your day and knowing that you have to continue with your day and you can't not live, you can't not try, you can't not take chances, but that you must come at it with calm, healing energy. You cannot come at it with it hurried or anxious or overwhelmed energy. Everything has to be done slower and with conscious awareness on the energy you're bringing to it. So after I sit for 5 more minutes, I'm gonna do my room. And then that's enough cleaning for today. I usually put about an hour in, tidying the house, doing something. We want to fill our time so that we don't obsess about symptoms. We want to do something useful. We want to do it slowly. We want to use it as a practice opportunity to work with our symptoms and to let them move through us. But we also need to focus on self-care and other things. So in just a minute, we're gonna finish up the cleaning for the day. And that's as far as we will go today. And then moving on, it will be lunch and self-care before the kids come home from school. While I'm in this room, I always tidy. The dogs love to lie on the couch, so I always try to give them a spot with a blanket to lay. Again, I always try to give my dogs a spot to lay because then they don't wreck the couches. So by giving them one pillow to lay on, it's a really good way. Okay, moving on to my bedroom. So like I said, my daughter was in here last night. And I don't have the energy when I'm not feeling well to fight with her at bedtime. When she comes down in the middle of the night, it's a lot of work to put the cot together. So I'm just gonna leave it like this to make it easy for myself. And that way, if she does end up visiting us again tonight or the next night, we've had a lot of winter storms and it's been really windy, and she likes to come down when it's windy. And because I haven't been feeling well and I've been having complete insomnia, I don't want to get my nervous system upset. So I've been allowing it, and so she'll probably come down again tonight. So there's no point in putting it away and getting it out again. So even though it doesn't look as nice, we make things easier for ourselves by just allowing when things are, when I'm symptomatic and she's fearful, then we just allow that situation. So rather than fight it, I will just keep the cot out and I'll make my bed around the room. Now the reason I make my bed is twofold. When I was really sick with chronic illness, the only thing I could do was get up and make my bed, but it was a symbol that I had not given up and that I was trying. It's also a way to say I'm not gonna stay in bed any longer. I'm gonna get up and face the day, even if it's slow. It doesn't mean I won't come and lay down on the made bed or rest when I need to. But when I had pneumonia and I was lying in bed for like 5 weeks straight, it's not a good habit. You need to, at some point, pull yourself out of it and say, no, I'm gonna make the bed. I'm gonna complete a task that makes me feel good and shows I'm getting up, I'm moving forward, I'm getting on with it. So making your bed is very symbolic. I'll fold my pajamas in a minute. Okay, dogs. Get up. Go. Again, I want to be conscious to move slow and make sure that the movements I'm doing are therapeutic. Up, down, sideways, they're helping me adjust. Even if they're throwing me off, then I move a little slower. It is difficult to make this bed with the cot in the way because I have to walk all the way around, but it is what it is. That looks pretty good. And now I will put the pillows on. some extra pillowcases that I will put away in the closet. Some pajamas I will gather up. You can see my nightside table needs a little bit of work, and the floor, which we will do. I had a lot of heating pads last night to try to calm that swooshing anxiety in my stomach. Anyway, I'll put these back away. Night glasses away. I'll keep one water and bring the other water out to the kitchen. Take my pajamas into the bathroom, and the room looks good. So pretty good. So now when my husband and children come home, they will see a neat bedroom instead of a mother lying in bed feeling sick. That's the way I prefer it. It's better for everybody's health. Coming into my closet to put away my pajamas. I'm noticing my husband's jeans need to be folded up. So I will do that while I'm here. This bathroom looks pretty good, actually. I cleaned the counters in here yesterday. So I am just going to take these 2 empty glasses out back to the kitchen. But before I do that, I have to put this away up high. This part always makes me nervous because although I'm dizzy, I feel like I could fall, but I don't want to shy away from doing activities. So I'm going to get a stool, stand up very closely, carefully. Be very careful. Hold on, brace, and down. And I prove to my nervous system that I'm safe. I know my office needs to be cleaned and my husband's office, but I'm not up for that now after doing this amount of work. Just put these few things in the dishwasher. It's time to take a break and feed myself some healthy nutrition for lunch in my new diet. So it's 11:40 and I would like to wait till noon or closer to 1 to break my fast and eat lunch. So what I'm going to do now is go on my walk. So rather than try to look more presentable, so when you're feeling sick, you want to go outside, but you don't want to put on makeup or do much of anything. So I am going to brush my hair quickly and throw a winter hat on my head. Thankfully, it's winter. So most of myself will be covered and I really don't need to look presentable. I try to look a little better for right before the kids come home. Though when I'm really not feeling well, I still don't do makeup. I may just change a shirt or run the comb through my hair again. Okay, that will work nicely with a winter hat and we'll be set to go. This is just about a perfect amount of time to go 15 minutes one way and 15 minutes the other way. The part I hate the worst is getting the dogs rigged up with their leashes. I find the up and down movement of that really frustrating, but they love coming. It's part of what I do to show my dogs love and also to help everybody else out. They don't need a walk when everyone gets home from work and school. cover the fact that I don't feel great, and no one will really notice. For the sake of taking the camera along today on the walk, I'm going to attempt to hold both dogs in one hand. And away we go. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a walk regardless of how disoriented I feel, because it's important to breathe fresh air, it's important to get sunlight, and it's important to show your body that you're safe and that you actually can do more than you think you can do. So I'm going to walk on a flat area of town. I'm not going to go down by the lake, and I'll just walk on the sidewalk, and I'll walk slowly. The point of the walk, remember, at this point, when you're overwhelmed with symptoms, is not to exercise. It's to breathe fresh air, and it's to calm your nervous system. We're stopping for a pee. So let's talk about calming the nervous system. I have many videos on my channel about fight or flight. I think we're going to have another pee. I have many videos on my channel about fight or flight and why it's important and how to get out of fight, flight, or freeze. It's important that we stay in motion, that we stay mobile, without fighting, without being too frantic, without getting too hyper, without having too much chaotic or urgent energy. That's the flight, that's the fight response. Similarly, it's the flee response. Urgent, fleeing, running away, trying to outrun something. They both have very urgent feels to them. And then of course we know that frozen, is when we feel helpless. We cry, we fall down, we can't do it anymore. We beg, we fawn, and then we freeze. We feel hopeless and helpless, and we stop fighting, and we stop fleeing, and we become immobile. So we don't want any of those responses. We want to stay in motion. So trying not to think about how long something will last is really key to healing. Because when we start to think of our future, or when we start to get sucked in, like, oh no, this is like the past, or oh my God, you know, what's going to become of my future? When we get sucked into those things, we start to feel that frantic energy. We start to get into fight or flight. The only way to get out of fight or flight, oh, here they go, is to stay in the present and stay calm. Okay, that was the hardest part, the bending, managing 2 dogs, and picking up poo. But I did it, and we did it slowly and reminded my brain that I am safe. So the reason why we don't get into the past or future thinking, the reason why it's so detrimental to healing, is because one, the past is gone. So none of this is like the past because the past is over. We only have now. So it's gone. There's no point. All those are our memories. They're memories, and we keep them alive by continuing to think about them and talk about them. So if I equate what's happening to now to what happened into the past, then I make a story. Then I create a story that's false. right? Because it's based on something that's not real. It doesn't exist anymore. And I'm fantasizing that this will be as bad as that. Why do people do that? Why do they want something to be worse than it is? It's because they think they're protecting themselves. Because if I can blow this up and equal to as bad as I had it before, then at least I will know what to expect. I will know how long to expect it, and I will be able to manage my expectations and not get too hopeful. All of these things that humans do in order to protect ourselves. But the truth is that hurts me because that story's gone and that story's over. And blowing this up to be like that only hurts me and creates a story that makes me feel bad, anxious, and turns my fight or flight nervous system on. Similarly, looking to the future and what ifing about how long it's going to be, and about Christmas coming up and not being able to do things, and what about my daughter's party, and what about traveling somewhere, and what about going and seeing my in-laws, and all the what ifs and the oh my god, what's gonna happen when I have to do this in the future also hurt me. You can see they turn on my nervous system. They turn on my nervous system and keep it heightened. They also create a false story because we don't know what's true in the future. And it could be just as true that all these symptoms go away tomorrow and I am fine for all those events. So there's no point in living through it twice in a bad way. Once in my mind and then once in reality, right? Like going to Christmas at my in-laws feeling like this. Why would I live it in my mind first? Feeling terrible about it, what ifing about it, trying to think of all excuses to get out of it or how to handle it and feeling badly. I am gonna go down by the lake and walk back because I think this is about as far as I want to go. So there's no point because we don't know what's going to happen in the future. None of us do. It could be way worse and it could be totally 100% gone. So there is no point. The only reality I have is in this moment. And in this moment, I need to accept what is. No bother trying to change it or fight it or resist it or make it different than it is. Just, it is here. It is what it is. And the sooner I accept it, not give up, not never try to change it, not resign myself to being like this forever, but accept what is reality. That is so important. So we accept the symptoms that are here now and the reality that is here now, just now. And we do our best to let them move through us, to not respond or react to them, and to live our life and give our attention to life instead of the symptoms and instead of the fear of the past and the fear of the future, which is really what it comes down to. Or just focusing, laser focused, pinpoint focused on the pain or the exhaustion or the dizziness or the fatigue or whatever symptom it is, the brain fog or the derealization. If we laser focus on something, we magnify it. We get more of it. We see more of it. We feel more of it. We magnify it, we blow it up, and it becomes more. And when it becomes more, that turns on our fight or flight nervous system. So it doesn't help calm us. So stepping back and taking a broader view, meaning looking at the big picture, the whole world, the whole path I'm walking on, the sky, right? The water, everything. When we take a broader view of the world, when we do little things like go for a walk and look at the trees and look at the lake and focus on our breathing and focus on whatever it is that you like to do, okay? Maybe cleaning isn't your thing, or, helping your family by cleaning things doesn't calm you in any way. But maybe, scrapbooking does, or painting, or doing yoga, or whatever it is that calms you or brings you slight peace or joy or feels like it takes time and is a distraction from focusing inward. Oh, we have another scoop and poop. Okay, that is really the most stressful part of my walk, because I have 2 dogs pulling, poop, a bag, trying to pick it up, trying to put the dogs between my legs, tie the bag while they're pulling. There's a lot of movement and I feel out of control, and it exasperates my symptoms. So I let that go right away. It's past, it's over. I orient to now. I take a few grounding breaths and I continue. There's no point in magnifying the symptoms. It is better to focus on, look what you can do. You can walk even when you're exhausted. You can walk even when you're dizzy. You can walk even when you feel dissociation and derealization and like you're not here in time and space, not even human perhaps. Look at the things I can do. So then we're grateful for that. We say thank you for showing me that I can do things, that I am strong, that I can move through this, that I don't have to react to it or respond to it. And we just remind ourselves we're safe. Even if we feel like this, we're safe, and we can do things that we think we can't, and we will get through the day, and we'll feel sadness if it comes up, we'll feel anger if it comes up, but we'll let it pass. We won't respond or react to it. We won't let it pull us down into victimhood. We'll recognize it, we'll feel it, and then we'll observe it, and we'll watch as it changes into another emotion, which all emotions do. There's a man and another dog coming. My dogs like to pull and be crazy. So this will be, I already know, I can already feel myself bracing for a stressful couple of minutes. So right now I'm going to take a breath and remember to just keep calm energy and keep walking past without responding. Hello. Keep going, dogs. Come on. And as my dog reacts and pulls and tries to bite, I just keep tension on the leash, pulling without overreacting, screaming, or getting myself worked up or more dizzy. That's the best I could hope for in a situation that's stressful, and that when my dog's anxiety is heightened, that can transfer to my anxiety being heightened. So it's so important. The most important thing is to get out of fight or flight. Everything I do all day long puts that at the forefront. Yes, there's cleaning and things that need to be done. It's not why I'm doing it. Yes, there was supplements. Today I'm consciously not going to take them. Yes, there's the walk. Yes, there's the bath. Yes, there's the rest. Yes, there's the stretching. Yes, there's the things, the lunch and the cleanup and all the things I need to do. Maybe prepare dinner. Yes, there's tasks. But if they become too stressful, we stop them, because above all else is keeping your nervous system calm, keeping yourself out of fight or flight, toning down the messages of danger, any danger signal, and reminding yourself that you're safe. So yes, healing sometimes is overwhelming. when it is and you have too much on your healing checklist and it feels rushed, urgent, stressful, overwhelming, you stop. You don't do it. Because even taking or doing an act that is good for your health with the wrong energy will hurt you, will hurt your health. It will not help it. So if I have walking on my list and I get back and I'm super exhausted and I have another healing thing to do right away, but it's making me too stressed out or overwhelmed, I'm better to take that healing thing off my list and just sit quietly for the next 10 or 15 minutes instead of doing the healing thing, because that will be more healing for me in the long run. So I hope that you're seeing this, how healing works. There's a variety of things that need to be done for your health, but the way we do them, how we do them, the energy we bring to them is more important often than the thing itself. Is that your little dog? So I see another dog and it's without an owner. So I'm gonna go up this hill and hopefully avoid the situation. He does have a stick in his mouth, but my dogs are still unhappy and their nervous systems are going up. So you see, that could stress me. My dog's reaction, pulling, biting, and now I have a hill to climb. So the tension of that moment, coupled with a hill to climb, might tip my nervous system over the edge right now. So I'm just gonna breathe here for a minute until I feel it calming slightly. Now, it's hard to feel your nervous system calming when you feel symptoms. So maybe I should say just until you feel ready to move again. Because the symptoms don't go away, but the readiness comes. So now I'm ready to climb the hill, but I'm gonna consciously slow down and move extra slow, saying, okay, this hill could cause me exhaustion, but look how slow I'm going. There's no urgency, there's no stress. You're doing a great job. You know, you talk with love and compassion to yourself. You're kind, and if you need a break on the way up, you stop and breathe and wait until you feel ready. And if it takes longer, you're patient with yourself, you're kind with yourself. This is how you do it in daily life. You don't move forward with urgency. Like, I can feel my stomach, I can feel the energy, I can feel the exhaustion, I can feel the anxiety. But I just say, you're doing great. There's no pressure, there's no rush. We'll just move slowly together. And so I walk slowly. And I feel ridiculous. I feel like an old person. But what's the alternative? The alternative is still being in bed, crying, what I think about my future, stressing and thinking about my past, and I would be no better. In fact, I would probably be worse. Emotionally, I would be worse. I would feel more hopeless. I'm up at the top. I would feel more hopeless, and I would feel more like a victim than getting out and trying, even if I have to stop and move slow. So, we make choices. And the choices either hold us back from life or help us move forward into life. Because getting back to life is the point, and putting our attention and focus on life instead of illness and sickness is one of the most crucial parts of healing that is the hardest to do. And it takes the most time. Okay, just throwing the dog dirt away. So I know going inside, moving from outside to in usually throws my symptoms, and the dogs bending down and getting their leash off. So sometimes I just take a minute to sit on my porch for a minute, collect myself, breathe the air for a few minutes. Be grateful that whenever these symptoms are coming up, they're coming up to show me what I still need to heal. They're coming up to show me what still needs healing. And even if they're from the virus, even if they're from a physical reason, what's still left to heal is what it's happening into. The anxiety, the worry, the fight or flight system, all the things I thought were healed. Now we find out if they're healed or not. And we say thank you for the opportunity to see that they actually need more healing. Now, I didn't have enough hindsight the first time around to be like this, so I know a lot has healed, right? Because the first time around, when things were brutal, and I really was completely non-functional, I could only, future catastrophize and hold on to the past. And I was not good at letting the symptoms float through me. I wasn't practiced at getting my mind on life. And I fell into a puddle of victimhood daily, minute by minute. And so I know that I've grown a lot and I've come a long way. And it's going to take me farther and faster in healing this. But yet I can't change the symptoms. I can't stop them. And so surrender and acceptance in this moment is still necessary. And it's still part of me. You can see what patterns come up in me. Do I want to fight? Do I want to flee? Do I want to freeze? Do I want to avoid? Do I want to cry and be victim? Like, what is coming up? Is it the sadness? Is it the anger? And when you sit and you think about what is actually coming up when I have to face something I don't want to and feel uncomfortable and I don't want to, that's what still needs to be healed. And that's pointing to the work that still needs to be done. And so instead of freaking out, I'm grateful for that. And now I'm ready to go into the house. Being down, I knew that would be difficult. I did it nice and slow. Before I move on to lunchtime and the next things I need to do on my healing list, I need to take a couple of minutes again, just to sit, even though it's now 12:15. So that was about the right amount of time for the walk. I'm gonna heat my tea and I'm gonna slowly sit and enjoy this for a few minutes before I have to cook and come in the kitchen, because I know there will be a lot of bending side to side and motion. And I think it's really important that I just do a quick meditation Hey Google, volume down. And and that I just do a quick meditation, not because I have to or it's the next thing on my healing list, because in fact it's not, but because I feel tired, I feel exhausted, I feel myself panting a little from that walk and off balance from coming from out to in. And so recognizing and being aware is really important to healing. And so I've kept my yoga mat out right now while I'm not well, so I can just sit now. And I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna breathe now and do whatever feels natural. Just try to slow my heartbeat down a bit. Just try to come back to the present moment before I move on to the next activity, because it feels like what needs to happen now. And so I give myself permission. And I feel tired, so I rest on the back. I don't even have all that pressure to sit up. And I notice the symptom and the rocking and the bobbing. And I notice that I feel so off balance out on a rocky sea. But I don't try to change it, and I don't try to fight it. I let my heartbeat come down, and I let myself try to feel some sense of pleasure anywhere in my body. And if I can't find any spot, even my toe or my hand or my knee or any spot that can feel warmth or joy or happiness or anything, calm, peace, then I try to allow my mind to go to a place that's peaceful, and to imagine that I'm actually just rocking in a hammock or rocking on a beautiful ocean in the Caribbean with the sun. You know, I don't have to, I can feel the sensation, but bring peaceful, joyful images around it. I'm being rocked by my mother as a baby, or I'm on the ocean in the middle of a beautiful summer day, and it's the most beautiful day, and the waves are rocking, and I'm happy, and I'm laughing with my family. It's much calmer to think of that than brace against the oh no, I'm rocking feeling. And if you feel tense and tight, remember the outward side. Just allow yourself to go like a rag doll. Stretch if you need to. Just move however your body feels. Like it can release tension. Just try to work out the tension and get loose. And you don't have to sit long. You just have to sit for enough to say, okay, you know, I don't like what's happening, but I'm okay. And I'm calm enough to move to the next task. Or maybe you're not and you need to stay here longer. Or maybe you're having an overwhelming emotion and you need to feel that emotion. So you feel it, but you don't react to it. You don't get caught up in it. You don't get swept away by it. fall apart from it, or tense up to it, or reject it, or deny it, or fight it. Just allow it. Even though you don't want it, you allow it. Because there is no good alternative. All the rest heighten your nervous system and will make you sicker longer. You do it because it's the only good alternative. And I feel a lot of bloating. I'm just stretching out the bloating. And now it's time to make a healing lunch. It's nutrient dense, it's high in animal fat and protein, but also has some micronutrients since I'm stopping all my vitamins. I was taking all my vitamins at noon. Today I'm not going to be, so I'm adding a little bit of minerals and vitamins in the form of fruit or vegetables that I haven't been eating in order to give myself healthy, healing nutrition that will give me energy and strength and enough nutrition to be able to heal what may be off balance in my body. So the first thing I'm going to do is just get my ingredients out. So I've gotten out my pastured eggs, and I used the rest of my liver. So I'm getting out a package of chicken livers. I'm gonna let this thaw so it's ready for tomorrow, because then I can just take one out at a time and do them for lunch. So I'm gonna put this in a Tupperware and let it thaw in the fridge for tomorrow. But I did make squash last night. So I'm just getting out my leftovers. I will have a piece, and that will be my vegetable and eggs. So keep it very simple, and I'll put a fat on there, either butter, ghee, lard, or coconut oil to cook with. And again, I'm gonna put this in the fridge for tomorrow. And I use some grass-fed butter and go to the stove. Careful when I cook with gas to turn on my fan, so it's going to sound loud, but that's the safest thing. I'm going to be scrambling today. And so I'm going to scramble this right in with it as well. I'm going to use a little bit of herbed sea salt since I'm not having any minerals with my water now. And that's that. I'm going to be scrambling this up for lunch. I'm going to get my plate ready. So I'll be drinking this afternoon before dinner. Already having one equivalent of one already this morning. And I know this takes extra time, but I like to take one little candle, non-toxic of course, light it while I eat. And it's nice to slow down while you eat, really enjoy the view and enjoy the day. I like to grab a few magazines, House and Home magazines, maybe a nature magazine, a supplement magazine, just something cheerful, and look through it while I eat and just give myself a little bit of normalcy and something that isn't about health and healing. Just to look through ideas, decor, anything that you might like that has nothing to do with health, has nothing to do with healing. Hey Google, volume up to 7. This would also be a good time after lunch, before I take my healing bath, and before I do anything else that needs to get done, like dinner preparations before the kids get home from school. This is a good time for me to go online and do 20 minutes or a half an hour of Christmas shopping. I don't like to do too much online because that really can mess with your system. But given the fact that it's necessary right now, I also spend some time trying to enjoy doing it, even if I can't get out to a store. One of the keys to eating lunch is eating slowly. You don't want to wolf it down. You want to give your body time to digest as you go along, and thinking about happy things, chewing well. During this time is get on my computer or get on my phone, which I'm using right now to make the video, but look through recipes. I know I need to do a little bit of Christmas baking that the kids love. Look through a couple of my favorite recipes, some paleo or AIP or keto. Choose one that looks simple, that won't overwhelm me to make. So I know my kids love my homemade gingerbread cookies. That's something I'm thinking. I'm looking to see if I have all the ingredients. Now, I don't know if I want to get up and get my cookie cutter down and make any icing, or it's, you know, the frosting, even though it's organic, I just don't know if I have it in me to do all that. So I'm looking to see what else they would enjoy. I could make some healthy marshmallows and make them healthy cocoa. They would love that. Or something else I would make and store away for Christmas, because you can freeze these and then pull them out at Christmas as well, would be some chocolate truffles. Probably even making the gingerbread dough, and then I can put the gingerbread dough in the fridge, and my daughter and I can roll it together and do the cutouts together and maybe do the icing together, even on the weekend, because I can store the cookie dough in the freezer. I can make it up ahead of time. I always look for something to fill my time block, not with urgency, just in order to help me stay involved in life, and something that I know I need to do and something that I want to do. So this would fit the bill if I get all the rest of my healing things done and I feel, oh no, what am I gonna do? Rather than focus on the symptoms, today I would choose to bake some Christmas baking, even if I only do half of a recipe. That is still progress. I will now clean the stove, clean the kitchen, put my dishes away, and put everything away. And then I will slowly move into my next healing routine, which is my magnesium bath, which should be pretty relaxing. I'll choose a video or something that I can watch while I'm in the bathtub that's healing, something that's happy, something that's not health related, but is just going to be calming for my nervous system. And so although it feels like I don't want to necessarily go get in the healing bath, I don't want to do my healing things because there may be other things to do, or you know, it's maybe better, my time's better spent baking those cookies or prepping the dinner. It's really important that you have your you time and that you do the things that you know will heal your nervous system, calm your nervous system over time, and that you're consistent. So when my husband's stopping on the way home from work, I will have him pick me up some more of these. about as much as I can scoop out of that jar. And so as I fill the tub, I just will think now or scroll and see what I want to watch that's calming and that's going to be good for me to watch. Nothing too stressful. You know, if I want any healing, anything about healing, it would be a good time to do a meditation or listen to a mind body healing podcast. Nothing too stressful. But if you can pick something that's fun or something that involves you in life, that's even better. Like if you like particular funny videos, or you like I might go watch like a home organization channel or something that I enjoy. So I might just scroll, find something that's calming and easy to watch while I have my bath, and I'll set the timer for 20 minutes and I'll stay here. When I get out, I was doing my cold shower, so I would go straight into my shower and do a cold shower. I think that might be ramping my nervous system up a bit more, and I'm not quite ready for it. Then I would come into my closet and I would do my red light therapy. But again, I'm not sure that I want to be doing that until my nervous system calms a bit. So I'm just going to stick with the bath. And so I just crawl in and enjoy. I put my camera on the side, I watch something nice, and I relax for 20 minutes. Remember, the point of this is to bring your nervous system down. The hot water helps, the magnesium helps, but your attitude and where your mind goes has to help. I just got out of the tub and cleaned up the bathroom. Just gonna kind of organize myself to get ready for my children to come home, so I look a little more put together. But what I wanted to say was the whole point of everything you do during the day is to calm your nervous system and to remember wholeness, to help your body get into parasympathetic mode, healing mode, so that it can remember that it is whole. It is whole because your mind creates all sickness. And so even though it feels like your mind or like your body is creating sickness, even though it feels like, you know, your cells are creating sickness, in actual fact, it's your mind. Your mind creates all illness because of the way we react and respond to symptoms in our body. But if we can teach our mind to remember that each cell is whole and part of the universe, part of creation, part of source, part of wholeness and health itself, when we remind ourselves, our body and our mind, right? It's the most powerful thing we have. So everything is how we're interpreting. Everything is how we're interpreting. Do we have health or do we have sickness? Our mind, we cannot underestimate our mind. It's powerful. It's controlling ourselves through our thoughts, through our reactions, right? So we have to remind our mind a little bit of lip gloss, going like this, and that's pretty much all I can do. I'm just putting a little bit of cream on my body so that I feel a little and look a little more human, because not only are we tricking the mind into remembering that it's healthy and whole, we have to believe it. We have to teach ourselves and our mind to believe it, to believe that our body is whole. And the way we do that is we calm the central nervous system. We do things that are calming. We continue to not wall off from life, but immerse in life, allow life. Remember that we are life, that we are part of the wholeness, part of the whole health, part of creation, part of God, part of everything. And that wholeness and health belongs to us. And so we don't want to separate ourselves from the world, from life. We don't want our cells to go rogue and start separating them, attacking other cells, walling them off from cells. They're part of the wholeness. They're part of the ecosystem. We want to remind them that they're safe, that they're whole, that they're healthy, that they're abundant, that they can heal. This is our job. This is our number one job. So when I got out of the tub, my dad arrived, which yanked up my stress a bit. We've been visiting for half an hour, and it's helpful and also like harmful because we got talking about stressful things like Christmas and all the things I still needed to do. And so and even just communicating with another person, whether he's doing anything stressful to me or not, just to think and to communicate and to talk and just have a conversation is more stressful than being on my own. But it's, again, good practice. So I just practice calming my responses, taking breaths after, slowing down when the speech or the conversation gets speeded up, slowing it down, pausing before I answer, these kinds of techniques. Anyway, so he came over, which was very helpful because he is going to go pick up my children from school and drop them off at their swimming lessons. So I don't have to. I am going to have to start driving again and getting out there. But based on an experience I had a couple of days ago of going to the store, and I would just had to leave. It was just too overwhelming. I'm going to be trying again starting tomorrow to go out and do things, but I just needed to move at a bit of a slower pace. So he is going to be doing that for me, which is so helpful. And I'm gonna make myself a tea right now. So I have a ginger that I make. I basically put a huge chunk of ginger and boiling water and just blend this up. Leave it in my fridge. This is an old organic milk jug that I had for my kids, and I just love it because it's easy to fill. Anyways, I fill my tea mug up halfway, and then I add boiling water from the tea kettle, and I have that every afternoon. It's incredibly strong, but also with all my gut symptoms right now, helpful. So I boiled my water, I'm gonna pour it in, and usually half and half warms it to the temperature that I can drink perfectly right away, which is just the perfect tea temperature. So I'm gonna be starting dinner. I don't have a lot of bandwidth today after all that. I find the baths take a lot out of me and I start to get tired. So I'm gonna be doing something really easy. I'm gonna be doing leftovers. So first of all, I just gonna be taking leftovers. I have some boneless chicken thighs in the freezer. So I get all mine at a farm. Anyways, it's organic, pasture raised, everything, all the meat comes from a special place. So anyways, I'm gonna be thawing this right now and putting it in a pan and cooking that. Stuff left over that I have are rice for my kids and husband. It's just an organic rice. Of course, I don't eat that, but I have my squash that I cooked up. So I'm gonna be having a piece of my squash and leaving the rest again for tomorrow for lunch. Okay, so they can either have rice, and this is a spaghetti sauce that I made. I might save the rice and the spaghetti sauce for the next night. I have some frozen peas that I just take out a pack, dump it into here, and I can heat these up. So that's what they're gonna have tonight. And organic sweet potato fries. So this is my kids' favorite. I know they're gonna eat it. So that's for them, plus the peas, plus the chicken, and my husband if he wants a little bit of rice, or I might leave that for tomorrow. There's also a little bit of steak that I have cooked over from last night. I might just have this little bit of steak. This is about the amount of ounces that I need, and with a couple pieces of squash and some butter. So that's probably what I'm gonna have. And I'll leave this with the chicken. for my dad who will be staying, my husband, and my kids. And I might even have a little piece, we'll see. I'll save this for part of tomorrow's lunch or dinner. I like to try to make one-pot meals. I like to try to make one-pot meals for my family during the week, because if you make a big chili or you make a big stew or you make a big one-pot meal with good, healthy, wholesome ingredients, they can eat that for 2 or 3 nights in a row. Or they can have dinner and then make a lunch out of it, have a different dinner and then another dinner. But it lasts. Although I didn't have it in me today to make a big one-pot meal, and to be honest with you, I haven't been to the grocery store in a while. My husband's been picking up some groceries, but I haven't been there. My goal is to go tomorrow. And you know, the fear and the anxiety of actually just going to the grocery stores make me nervous with some of the symptoms and the dizziness. So I'm gonna set out the whole morning to go and take my time and be in there and get what we need so that we can start eating again. There's also a farmer's market and a health food store right nearby. So I might, if I have the bandwidth, hit all 3. So anyways, that's what I'm gonna do for dinner. Very easy. Once I have some more groceries starting tomorrow, I can batch cook. If I make 2 one-pot meals a week, that usually could last the whole week, and then on the weekend we'll have something a little more interesting or fun. Maybe they'll make their own pizzas, healthy organic with cauliflower crust or something, and I'm basically just eating meat and a vegetable right now, so I'm very basic. I can take care of myself. It's just a matter of feeding everyone else. So that is the plan for now. And now I'm going to sit down for a minute and have some tea. I wouldn't normally have this time to myself, because now I would be getting on my coat and going to pick up my kids from school and taking them to an activity. But since my dad reprieved me of that, which is really wonderful sometimes to be able to ask for help. Now, of course, I won't be able to ask for help long term. People are much worn out with, they helped me a lot of years with chronic illness. But if someone's around and they can help, I'm also going to have my husband pop at the store on the way home and get a couple ingredients that I need. But basically, I'm going to try to go to the store tomorrow. I'm going to try to go out and make one outing, at the grocery store tomorrow, and see how I do. So that's my goal. Right now, since I have some time, and the kids won't be home for an hour, and the dinner, the chicken will take that long to cook. So I am just going to be sitting now. I'm going to actually get on my phone now. So I'll put on my glasses. I'll get on my phone. I'm going to set a timer. I don't want to use more than 30 minutes. I don't want to overstimulate myself. But I'm going to do a little grocery shopping online. Or not grocery shopping, sorry. See the brain fog. I'm going to do a little Christmas shopping online and see what I can come up with, because we are getting closer and I don't want my stress to go up. So I need to keep shopping online so I can keep my stress down and not panic that I'm not ready. So that's what I'm gonna do now. And then my family will be home and we will try to have dinner, talk about homework a little bit, maybe watch a family show, and then off to bed. They'll go and off to bed. I will go. I may have 20 minutes or half an hour to sit with my husband after all that happens, just to decompress a little bit. But I want to go to bed relatively early myself so that I can get my sleep. So the days are boring. You can see the days are not exciting, but they're filled. They're filled, but they're not overstimulating. This helps me continue to not just freak out about the symptoms. This helps to regulate a nervous system. It helps to keep you moving in the direction of life, while at the same time being calm enough that your body can heal and that your system won't get overstimulated. So this is what I'm doing. I know it's been a really long video, And I thank those of you for sticking with me if you stuck with me this long. But I just wanted to kind of give you a day in the life of a healing protocol. You know, we don't have to do everything. And I didn't meditate for as long as I might like to. So after the half an hour before my kids get home, I may just sit quietly with nothing happening in my mind. May do some somatic tracking, just focusing on the symptoms. For those of you who don't know somatic tracking, I have videos on that. I could journal for 20 minutes. So I'll take that time after the Christmas shopping while I'm doing my tea, and I'll either meditate or do a little journal session or do a somatic tracking session or something mind-body related that will be helpful before the stimulation of everybody coming home from school and work happens. And the more activity and the more frantic nature of the night, and I'll remember to walk slow, talk slow, move slow, and try to take spaces in between the things that I do tonight, all while staying engaged and staying a part of life. This is what a good healing protocol looks like. Your schedule is full, but it's not overstimulating. You do healing things, but you also focus on life. You don't sit around and focus on your symptoms. You don't worry about the past or stress about the future. You keep busy enough that your mind is distracted with other things, but not so busy that you're in sympathetic dominant state, not so busy that your fight or flight nervous system is kept on. You try to stay steady, level-headed, slow things down, lather, rinse, repeat. This is how a healing protocol is done. Swap different things out on different days, but this is the gist of it. You want to heal. You want to heal your nervous system. Keep it in the right state to heal. Keep your mind in the right state to heal. Go through your day without withdrawing from people or life. And you push yourself, but not to the point of overexertion, overexhaustion, or overstimulation, right? Overwhelm. We want a really nice balance. So this is what a successful day in the life of healing looks like. So I'm glad that you watched this video, and I will see you in the next one.